Hi, welcome to Steve Chats Wrestling, hashtag SCW, the wrestling channel here on youtube.com. Think of choosing the channel and choosing the video. Subscribe right now, leave the comments in the comments below, and like and share the video as well. Very quick review of Monday Night Raw this evening. I thought it was a mixed show. So I tend to say most weeks now with Raw, I still find that the format is too long for me. I find myself drifting in and out of the show, but going through some of my plus and negative points of the show. I'm sorry if I don't mention everything of the show, but I mentioned certainly my high and low points of the show this evening. I liked the beginning segment of Raw. I liked the fact that there was sort of continued seeds being planted for future friction with Stephanie McMahon and Mick Foley. I like the idea that will be coming down the road perhaps sooner rather than later, potentially after Clash of Champions, when I kind of predict that Triple H will be getting involved once again, which will then cause that friction between Stephanie and Mick Foley. I didn't really care much for the opening match with Seth Rollins and Rusev. It just didn't really entertain me the way that perhaps it should have done. I wasn't feeling that myself, being brutally honest. My main thing of the night that I really liked was the Cruiserweights. I loved the Fatal 4-Way match, the introduction of them, and I think that actually the crowd were a bit flat over that, or Kevin Dunn had his hands on the dialers to make sure that the crowd weren't connecting with the TV as much, but for me, these guys were really exciting. The match was really good. I think Cedric Alexander in particular came across really, really well. Gran Metalik also came across quite well, but the Bray Kendrick becoming the victor will be facing T.J. Perkins at the pay-per-view Clash of Champions. I think this is a feeder opponent for Perkins, so that the other cruiserweights don't lose their credibility too quickly. Obviously, once they lose a title match, then the chances are they're probably going to be going a bit further down the card, and I'm expecting Kendrick to not be a main player on the Raw stage. The Women's Championship match was made into a triple threat match, which is now going to be Charlotte versus Sasha Banks versus Bayley. We see a tag team match, a repeat of Battleground, which was Bayley and Sasha Banks against Dana Brooke and Charlotte. The heels coming out on victorious, and this match was okay, but again, I found it a bit drifting in and out. We've seen it before, but seeing Bayley's shoulders pinned to the mat shows that she's not going to be main event caliber just at the moment on Raw. I think it's going to be held off until around WrestleMania season. Personally, if you ask me, it's going to be Sasha Banks and Charlotte continuing the feud on beyond Clash of Champions, if looking at things right now. Going further into the card, Chris Jericho, I found him quite entertaining with the segment, but the 10-man tag for me was unnecessary, which was Jericho's team, the Shining Stars and Anderson and Gallows, eventually losing to Sami Zayn, The New Day, and as well Big Kaz and Enzo Amore. All seem to be playing parts here as going into Clash of Champions. It seems to be what looks to be 3 matches put into one, although Enzo and Kaz versus the Shining Stars has not been announced yet. For me, really, it just was a filler moment for Raw, and so much talent that could be used elsewhere on the show to spread out a bit would have been nicer rather than throwing in one filler moment. Cesaro and Sheamus, how many times have we seen this? For me, just didn't connect for me at all. Yeah, the Braun Strowman and Bo Dallas squash matches seemed quite standard as well. The steel cage match to finish off was the main event, Roman Reigns against Kevin Owens. For me personally, not a fan with the result of this match, even though the match was okay, but I feel they made Kevin Owens look quite weak, if we're being brutally honest. Roman Reigns actually winning the steel cage match, climbing over the cage before Kevin Owens could climb out of the door. This then led to Rusev, of course, attacking after the match. So we see a 2-on-1 with Kevin Owens and Rusev attacking Roman Reigns in the cage. We see Seth Rollins, of all people, make the save, doing a cool move as well, with a crossbody off the top of the steel cage to land on Kevin Owens and Rusev as well. Very cool way to close the show. Seth Rollins actually did do that earlier in the show as well, but not off the cage. He did it off the announce table, which of course now is towards the ramp area now, onto Rusev on the concrete floor, which was a cool moment earlier in the show as well. So to give him a little bit of credit from their match earlier on also. There was a segment with Seth Rollins. For me, Seth was involved with a couple of good things overall. The backstage segment with Stephanie McMahon as well, where Stephanie actually says that she doesn't know why Triple H actually turned on him, but of course didn't seem to like the attitude that Seth was giving her, more or less saying that Kevin Owens is the man, and she does have faith in Kevin Owens, and maybe, just maybe, Kevin Owens was right that Seth Rollins had actually dropped the ball since coming back and making sure that the WWE World Championship was on SmackDown Live, losing to Dean Ambrose, and also the fact, well, even though he didn't actually get pinned in that match, but he was still part of it, but also being defeated by Finn Balor as well for the WWE Universal Championship at SummerSlam. So that's just a quick sum up of Raw there for you, of what happened. and also what I think, but let me know your feelings in the comments below. Did you enjoy Raw? Are you looking forward to Clash of Champions? I will be giving you my preview and predictions video later in the week, so do keep an eye out for that. Subscribe to the channel in the meantime. Remember, you'll be watching Steve Chats Wrestling, hashtag SCW the Wrestling Channel right here on YouTube.com. Thank you for choosing the channel and choosing the video, and make sure to subscribe.